First things first is to load the SD card onto the computer. Now that I've got that, open it up and I'm going to verify that my files are there, and they are. And then I have an untitled folder here. I'm going to name that video project. And I'll just put that here on my desktop. And then I will simply take my files and I will drag them all right down into the video project. So once that's happened, I will take and get rid of my SD card because I no longer need the SD card. Once that's gone, now what I can do is I'm going to take my first video file. I'm going to go ahead and fire that up. It should fire up in QuickTime. If it doesn't fire up in QuickTime, you can manually get it to do that anyways. It doesn't really matter. So you'll notice on here right now, if I click down around the bottom, there's no timeline or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is the remaining folders, or files rather, that are in this project, I'm going to select all of them, and then I'm just going to simply drag that up to that window, and you'll notice the timeline now appears. Now I let that go. I hit done, and you'll notice the time has changed on that file. So now we have the entire video file on there, and you can verify by looking through your footage by scrolling it or playing the video or whatever you'd like to do. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go up to my file, export as. The highest level it's going to allow me to export at is 1080p. Depending on the size file, size of the file that you may need in the end of whatever you need for your particular project. I usually go for the best quality that I can get, so I'll go for the 1080p. And then at this point, you get a choice whether or not what size file that you'd like. So greater compatibility is going to be a larger file. Smaller file is the HEVC. I'm going to leave it with the HEVC because that seems to work pretty well. And at this point, I'm going to find my folder here. So I'm going to my desktop. And my video project. And I'm going to just call this new video. And then you notice that folder is already starting to populate. And then I just have to wait for that video to compress. In this case, it's telling me that it's going to take me about 30 minutes. All right, so once the file is done exporting, you can go ahead and rename the file, whatever you want to. I'm going to, once again, call it My Movie. I'm going to call it My Movie 3 now, just because I feel like renaming it for no apparent reason. And then Trust But Verify. I'm going to go through and make sure I've got audio and make sure everything else works on there. Make sure my time is correct. And as long as that's correct on the file, my work is done here. And now that I'm finished with that, I can take my original files, I can delete them, and I can do whatever I need to do with the file in question. Either put it up onto a server or commit it to a different kind of platform. That's it.